guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be reacting to my Premier League predictions for last season, 2021 season. I know I'm a bit late on this. Look, I know the season ended a couple of months ago. It's only really a month ago now, to be fair. We're just into July, but man had series to finish, right? So let's see if my predictions are as good as I probably thought they were going to be at the time. Let's get into it. So, my first prediction, Sheffield United. I predicted them to finish 10th and to finish bottom of the league. It's not a good start, is it? Clearly, they weren't playing well after COVID, but I think the season before, they just had like an unbelievable shock season to finish so well in the Prem. Everybody put that bit of faith in them that they were going to do decent the next season as well. I suppose if you look into it, you have to realise that those players shouldn't have been doing the job that they've done the first season. It was probably unlikely that they were going to do it for a second season. So yeah, 10 places off. I promise, I do watch football, right? Let's just hope this improves. So, next we've got West Brom. They finished 19th. I predicted them to finish 20th. To be fair, I think that one's kind of Sheffield United's fault, because how could anyone perform worse than West Brom? To be fair, I'm only one place off, but I think looking at it, going into the start of last season, even though I've said looking at Sheffield United's squad we shouldn't have been expecting the sort of miracles that we were predicting, looking at West Brom's squad I did just feel that it wasn't going to be good enough, even with the signing of Diangana, having Matheus Pereira there. I didn't think it was going to be good enough. I thought they were going to get slaughtered a lot more than they did. Obviously Sheffield United went and played worse than them, so I've sort of redeemed myself. It's only one place. We will get some right on the nose this time, I guarantee you. Next we've got Fulham. They finished 18th. And I've only gone and predicted them to finish 18th. I mean, what can I say? What's that? You want the lottery numbers for the night? I mean, I would have them. I would be able to predict that. I'm just a genius, right? I know things. I know these things. I think everybody predicted Fulham to go down as well, to be honest. I don't think anyone really believed that they were going to have enough to stay up, even though they didn't make the mistake this time of coming up and spending 100 million on a whole new team. But the team in general just wasn't good enough anyway, so kind of an easy prediction to put them in the bottom three. It's just what kind of order you thought they were going to be in. Next is Burnley. They finished 17th. I predicted them to finish 13th. I thought they were just going to be that basic, bang average, mid-table team. I didn't think they'd really be near relegation. I thought they would just be kind of doing nothing. They're just going to be there and take up a place just for the sake of taking up a place. I mean, let's be real. Does anybody really care where Burnley finishes?
Burnley can fuck off.
Now we've got Brighton. They finished 16th. I predicted them to finish 12th. I put a wee bit of faith in them. I thought they had an okay team. Obviously Lamptey, right back. You've got Trossard. Adam Lallana, I'm giving a shout out to, the signed Veltman. I thought he was going to be decent. Obviously Basuma's in there. But I think from what we've seen throughout the season, from what I've named about 5 players there, 4 of those players are absolutely irrelevant. If Brighton were to lose Basuma this summer, they could genuinely be in a struggle next season. They could be in a relegation battle, because Trossard, for all the hype he had whenever he did sign at the time, he just hasn't done it, hasn't been doing it. Southampton now, they finished 15th. I predicted them to finish 11th. 3 teams in a row. These 3 teams, I had them right beside each other. Burnley, Brighton, Southampton. Yes, I have got my predictions in front of me, right? I can't remember them. I had them 13th, 12th and 11th. And technically I got them in the right order. I just got them all off by about 4 places. So it's not really that bad. Next is Crystal Palace. They finished 14th. I predicted them to finish 16th. 2 places. Not a big deal. I mean, we've said this for years, it's so obvious. You take Zaha out of that team and you're screwed. Obviously, Eze was having a good time until he got injured. Roy Hodgson was your manager. You weren't going to be playing exciting football, really. It's just that mid-table. That mid-table section, nobody really cares. It's just those dead teams, the Palace, the Burnleys. You know, Brighton can be a bit of a dead team. Nobody really cares. Wrong by 2 places, so wasn't the worst prediction in the world. Next, we've got Wolves. They finished 13th. I predicted them to finish 8th. Thought they would be close to Europe. I feel like, I don't know why, I just look at Wolves and I think they're a team who can be competing for Europa League, basically, at least. Obviously, the Raul Jimenez injury didn't help, and if he gets back next year, they could definitely, I think, still be up there. I think a lot of people predicted them to finish in and around the European places, and they didn't deliver. As I said, the Jimenez injury, probably a big part of that. But it'll be interesting to see what happens next year with the new manager, with Nuno obviously gone now. So, Newcastle, they finished 12th. I predicted them 14th, so they went 2 higher than what I thought. They're a team that lately have just about survived. They just always seem to do that. I think they're a Premier League team. You know, I don't think they should be in the Championship, but they do seem to struggle. Obviously, owner issues, it's going to happen. I think, obviously, the Joe Willock loan was a huge part of that. If they didn't have him on loan, they probably would have been in a bit of a battle. I know most Newcastle fans would probably give a kidney to have Joe Willock back on permanent or even on a loan for another season, but unfortunately, knowing Mike Ashley, he'd probably give him a 2% discount at Sports Direct to come back, so pretty unlikely. So, Aston Villa, they finished 11th, and I predicted them to finish 19th. I thought they were going to get relegated. To be fair, based on last season and the way they were literally, like, they should have went down, right? They were so bad. And then this season, they just turned it on. To be fair, I'm pretty sure I predicted this before they signed Martinez and Watkins. Definitely before they signed Martinez, and he was absolutely massive for them. And yeah, they just had a bit of a mad season. Easily at the start of the season, looked like they could have been in Europe, and then had a natural, I don't want to say a small club, you know, but had a natural fall down that you expect. A team who aren't normally in the top 6, you sort of expect them to drop down eventually. Like that period where Southampton were top of the league, you kind of thought, well, they're not gonna stay up there. They just won't. Whereas if the likes of a City are top of the league, you're thinking, well, they're there for time. So you thought they were going to drop, but I think the start of the season they had definitely shouldn't have finished 11th, but nowhere near where I thought they were going to finish. But, you know, they played some decent football at times. So, Everton, predicted them to finish 9th. They finished 10th. But, sure, it doesn't really matter because Everton were going to win the league at one point this season, weren't they? Oh, dear. Merseyside's red. So, Leeds finished 9th. I predicted them 15th. See, looking back on this now, like, obviously Leeds don't have a banging team. They've got a decent team. Good manager. He crouches a lot. I mean, man's got some strong knees. But I don't think Leeds deserve to be predicted 15th though. What was I on like? Genuinely, what was I on? Arsenal finished 8th. I predicted them 6th. I predicted them to get into Europa League. I watched them against, obviously, Liverpool. Beat us in the Community Shield, obviously on penalties, but I don't think we played great that game. Probably could have lost to them in normal time. So, they didn't look awful heading into the season. But I think when I made this prediction, the one thing that I didn't take into consideration, and I probably should have, and I know I'm an idiot for not doing this, I should have thought about the fact that it's Arsenal. Of course they were going to screw it up. In 7th was Tottenham, and I've only gone and predicted them 7th. I'm telling you, I've basically got all of these right, you know, apart from a couple, you know. Must be like the 10th one I've got right now. I mean, once they lose Harry Kane in the summer, which is going to happen, he's going to go to City. It's just too obvious. If it doesn't, I'll be very, very shocked. And I do think that the main worry for them, other than obviously losing Kane, is that if Kane goes, why is Son going to want to stay? Why are there other players, big players, going to want to stay? They're all just going to want to go because the team's going to fall apart. That's what I think is going to happen anyway. But at least they're in Europe. Europa Conference League. I cannot wait to see Spurs versus Linfield next season. Come on. And my 60 seconds of being a football genius are over because West Ham finished 6th and I predicted them to finish 17th. I think all I can really talk about here is the fact that I need to apologise to West Ham fans. Oh, that is awful. That is a brutal prediction. I mean, Lingard in January done bits, but to be fair, they were playing well before they got him in. And yeah, I mean, David Moyes has done bits for the team. That's all you can say. Back to being a footballing wizard now, because Leicester finished 5th, and I said they would finish 5th. To be fair, I don't think it takes a genius. As good as Leicester are, it doesn't take a genius to guess that they're gonna bottle Champions League again. Every year they bottle it. This team could be top of the league for 37 games of the season, and they would end up finishing 5th on the final day somehow. They would just, I don't know. They just can't hold up. They can't deal with the pressure or something of being, not just being top of the league, but being in the top 4. You always feel like when they're in the top 4, you feel as if they're holding on to it, even if they're 4 or 5 points clear. You just have the feeling that they're gonna cave in eventually, and it's just becoming a normal thing at this point. So in 4th was Chelsea. I predicted them to finish 3rd. Obviously they had that manager change, which done bits for them. When Tuchel came in, he completely just brought them up the table after Lampard bought them the first bit of the season. From the signings that they brought in the summer, like literally the way I looked at it was with Ziyech, Havertz, Werner, with all those signings that they brought in, I genuinely thought they're gonna have the best team after City and Liverpool. I thought you've got your two common powerhouses of the last 3-4 seasons, and now that Chelsea have made those signings, they're not going to be gelled together yet, but they're going to be the next best thing, and that's why I'd put them 3rd, assuming that the other two would be the top 2, which obviously we'll get to. But to be fair, they could have been 3rd. Liverpool could be 3rd. Obviously they were. Was it Leicester? Could have been probably 3rd at one point. The final day of the season was a madness. Chelsea bottled it, finished 4th, but obviously they won the Champions League anyway. So in 3rd, obviously we had Liverpool. I predicted them 1st. I mean, based on the season we'd had before, winning the league, The year before that, we won the Champions League. The year before that, you know, we were in the final. And obviously the year we won the Champions League, we finished second in the league as well. Those 3 seasons, you cannot blame me for putting faith in the team, in my team, to go and win the league again. You know, I had a confidence in us, we were playing so well. Obviously, Van Dijk getting injured, and I know there's fans watching this right now, and you're about to say to me, see if he comes up with this injury card, I'm going to smash my TV, I'm going to smash my phone. Van Dijk getting injured for the whole season is one thing, right? Still ridiculous. Justice for Virgil. How Pickford doesn't get a ban for that, I don't know, right? In my opinion, he should have been banned for the amount of games that Van Dijk has to miss. Banned for the rest of the season, banned for the Euros. He comes back when Van Dijk comes back. That's fair. He's made him miss those games. You're going to miss those games too. But Van Dijk getting injured is one thing. But for then Gomez, Matip to go get injured, you then drop Fabinho into centre back. Henderson gets injured. The whole thing was just a mess. And then obviously you had your natural injuries on top of it. You had players who were maybe missing 2 or 3 games throughout the season, which isn't a big deal. But whenever you've already got 4 or 5 injuries all at once, it on a game by game basis, that doesn't help. And obviously it's so unlucky that all those injuries were in one position. Yeah, obviously we got in Davies in January for, I don't know why, because I think Klopp's forgot that he signed him. Kabak came in, done decent. But personally, I think we should have went out and made proper signings. We needed a centre back badly. Go out and splash 50 million on somebody. We've signed Kanade to strengthen up for next season. Obviously, yes, big issues at the back, but the attack weren't firing the same that they were. I think Salah at least sort of kept up his numbers, but wasn't a great season. But hopefully everybody back. I still have faith in us to go again next year. So United in second. I predicted them to finish 4th. I think a big part of this was the fact that, I think, to be fair, Liverpool played so badly. If we actually play well, we finish at least second. That drops them down to 3rd. And I still predicted 4th. I just thought Chelsea, with their new signings, still had a better team. So I think with everybody underperforming, it gave them a chance to pick up points, which they went and done. Finished second. And top of the league, of course, was City. Again, not a genius pick for anybody. Obviously, I predicted them second purely because of Liverpool. I think with the teams being so close going into the season, obviously, right? Forget our injuries haven't happened yet. Going into the season, the teams are so close. If you're a City fan, you're going to say City edge it. If you're a Liverpool fan, you're going to say Liverpool edge it. Obviously, we had all the injuries, so it gave City a smooth ride, because apart from Liverpool, nobody's going to challenge them properly. They don't have the team to do it. So they win the league, but who cares? When you're spending that amount of money, I can't respect what they do. I can't respect what Pep does. If they friggin' lose a cup game, then Pep's away screaming for 200 million to buy another player because they couldn't win the League Cup, or they couldn't win the FA Cup, or whatever goes wrong. They didn't win the Champions League. They're already planning 250 million on Kane and Grealish. What do you do? What do you do? But yeah, only one off on that one, so an easy one, but not too bad. So that is my reaction to my Premier League predictions for last season. Not too bad. I think overall I got 3 of them absolutely spot on, correct. And then I think there was maybe two or three that I got really badly wrong. I'm talking like 9, 10, 11 places. But yeah, that's it. That's the Premier League for you. Very hard to predict at times. That's why it's the best league in the world to watch. We'll see what signings come in over summer, and then I will be doing my predictions for the 2021-22 season, lads. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.